Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle a really cool topic. How do modern businesses actually deal with, well, everything? We'll map it all out with a super useful framework.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. First, I'll introduce you to the model itself. Then, we'll break it down piece by piece, the pressures from the outside world, how a company reacts, and the tech that helps them make smart moves. The business world is just non-stop change, right? So how do the top companies not just survive, but actually win? Well, it's not just luck. They have a playbook, a framework for action, and that's exactly what we're digging into right now. All right, here's the main event, the business pressures, responses, support model. Now, I know it looks a little busy, but trust me, it's basically a roadmap. It shows this perfect flow from what's happening out there to what a company does in here, and all of it is powered by some really smart tech. It's the blueprint for thriving, not just surviving. So why should you care about this model? Well, because it's not just some theory from a textbook. It's the reason why every company is so obsessed with data and tech right now. It explains why things like business intelligence aren't just buzzwords. They're what you absolutely need to stay in the game.
Okay, let's start peeling this back, beginning with, well, the beginning. What are those outside forces that make a company do something? That's the first part of our model, the environmental factors. And business pressures is just a way of saying stuff happens in the world that forces a company to react. Plain and simple. It's the why behind every single strategic decision they have to make. So if we look closer at our diagram, you'll see it all kicks off right here with the business environment. A company can't really control these things, but you better believe they have to pay attention to them and be ready to respond. And we're talking about some big stuff here. Globalization, what customers want, new regulations, the market itself, and of course, the competition. And here's the thing. These can be either a huge headache or a golden opportunity. It all comes down to seeing them for what they are.
Okay, so a business sees what's happening out there. Now what? What do they do about it? That brings us to the second piece of the puzzle, the company's response.
And as you can see, there's a whole menu of options here. We're talking everything from a massive shift in company strategy all the way down to quick on-the-fly adjustments. This is the what, the actual moves a company makes because of the why we just talked about. And to be clear, this isn't just throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. No way. These are calculated, strategic moves designed to handle those pressures or jump on an opportunity. Stuff like teaming up with new partners or even completely changing how they do business. Any company can be reactive when a problem pops up, but the really great ones, they're proactive. They don't just put out fires. They try to predict where the next one might start. They're always adapting, always trying to stay one step ahead. But hang on, just having a response isn't good enough, right? How do you know you're making the right move? And that leads us to the final and honestly the most critical part of this whole thing, making good decisions with the right support. Think of this part as the brain of the operation. It's the how. It's where all that messy data gets crunched and turned into a clear-cut action plan. We're talking about using tools, things like business intelligence, to see what's happening, guess what's going to happen, and then make the smartest call possible. So the flow is actually pretty simple. You gather intel with your computerized support. That lets you analyze things and even make predictions. Those predictions lead to better decisions, and those decisions make your responses actually work. You see? You absolutely need that solid data foundation. In this right here, this is the whole point. This support system isn't just about winning today's battle. It's about winning the war. It's about hitting those big, long-term goals. It's all about closing what they call the strategy gap. The difference between where a company is right now and where it wants to be. So let's zoom back out and look at the whole picture one last time. Now it should all click into place. You've got the pressures from the outside world. That leads to a response from the organization. And that response is made smart and effective because of data-driven decision support. It's a loop that just keeps going. So what's the big takeaway here? This model, it's more than just a diagram. It's a strategic map. It's a way for any business to look at a challenge or a pressure and figure out how to turn it into a win. It's about connecting the dots from what's happening in the market to making a smart, data-driven move. Thanks for joining us.